So strap in your seatbelts, folks, because you're in for one pun-p ride. It was believed that looking into the eyes of a cockatrice would kill you. You could say that if a human made eye contact with a cockatrice, they would be cock-a-doodle-doomed. For hammer, I drew Thor holding his hammer-head shark. Alien dog, you mean an extraterrestrial?
But then when I finally tried Earl Grey, I was like, Earl Grey? This is Earl Great.
I, Iraq, need you to treat spiders with respect. I drew Rick Astley from the Never Gonna Give You Up music video, and he's wearing 2 gauntlets, and he's saying, never gonna give you up, never gauntlet you down.
Alright, so we got Rachmaninoff. Russian. Great. Rachmaninoff. You could say I can't get Rachman enough of his music. We've got Mussorgsky. Another Russian. Mussorgsky. You could say that his music gives me an ear Mussorgsgasm.
And thus, my dream of becoming a mime became undermined by the sad reality that is adulthood. And the snake's going, piss. And what do people normally do in an outhouse? I'll give you a hint. Piss. You could say that if he doesn't enjoy hiking, he could take a hike. We have Frank Sinatra. I think his music is absolutely delightful, and you're just gonna have to Frank Sinatra trust me on that one. So let's give Bob Crosby a round of applause. That means it's just you, me, and my really bad puns. Pun, pun, pun. So I drew a Manhattan. I just couldn't understand being with someone who didn't enjoy puns. Someone who doesn't enjoy puns, I find that to be very pun-attractive. Looks like some BDS salmon. Can you eel the love tonight? Should've made them blowfish if you catch my drift. Oh my cod, Becky, look at her tail fin. It's called the Antelopes of Hope, or as I like to refer to them, the Antelhopes. The Rim Gazelle says, nothing is rimpossible. The wildebeest says, do your wilde-best. The roan antelope says, you don't have to face this alone. And the dik-dik says, if you don't believe in yourself, you are ridiculous. Because worms love rain. And he hops out and he's playing and he's thinking, what's the worst that could happen? The sun comes out and dries up all the worms who can't make it back into the dirt in time. You could say that is very sun-fortunate.
If you haven't noticed, I'm particularly drawn to the Russian classical composers. You could say that they are Russian in the classical music industry.
Some might say this scene is rather romantic. A cow as the moon, orbiting the earth, going moon. Because that's what a cow moon would say. Do I have a name for this superhero yet? No. Maybe her name would be Nuclear Sparkalypse. Nuclear Apocalypse. I throw a brick at his head, and then I say, I'm brickin' tired of your bullshit. You can tell that that chicken is really egg-cited to be on that slip and slide. You can tell that pig is just having a squealy good time. And that cow, wow, just look at all the fun she's having. Moving on. If someone didn't enjoy my puns, I would feel very pun-appreciated. Oh, Duke Ellington? His music is quite swellington. A lot of puns in this episode. Don't underestimate how many more I'm willing to throw in here.
William Grant Still. He is an African-American composer, very underrated.
I drew me in the nude with little seashells covering my nibbly bits, and I drew my boyfriend in a turtle shell, and then I'm saying, shall we get a room? I want to wake up to a grizzly bear and her children right outside my bedroom window. I couldn't bear to see anything less. It says this rat sniffer is the bomb. Because they have been trained to sniff out explosives, they are also cheaper to train than dogs. You could say that training rats instead of dogs in order to save some money is a very rational decision. You could say that this rat's unexpected skill will blow your mind. Basically, right now I'm 5'0", and I would really like to add an additional 3 inches onto that. But considering I am done growing, you could say that reality fell a little short of my expectations. So I drew an ampersand castle. I just can't ampersand the way this one turned out. You can see that this sardine is working really hard on the group project, and you can see that the sardine's lobster teammate is not doing his fair share because he knows that his rich parents will get him into Harvard Claw School regardless of his academic performance. Sardine, more like sardone with the work inequalities of group projects. You could say that this lobster is a terrible group partner. I just think someone who's good at making puns has great potential for being my mate. So what spiders can do is they can shoot little silky bits out their butt into the air. It's called ballooning, and I thought it was super cute. I think that skill is pretty arachnete. Spiders are arthropods. You could say I'm arthro-proud of them for going the extra distance. So we could eat crackers and cheese while they ate crackers and cheese. I just matzo really like the way this turned out. Week 39 is dungeon. So I drew a bungeon. You could say that when bread is found guilty of a crime, that they will be punished to the highest extent of the law. If it's only petty theft, they probably will only be charged with a misdemeanor. Prisbuners? Criminals. I used to collect all of the worms that were on our driveway drying up, and I would move them all into the grass. Some people might find that rather heartwarming. Don't wormy, be happy. Now you've heard of coral reefs, but what about coral briefs? They would actually be horribly painful to wear. Those of you who have stuck around until the end, thank you. You are all superstars in my eyes.